make money, you must market your business. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us now. 0746 999 841. That is 0746 999 841. Or write to info@maishatv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
You could take out some truly evil people.
We're stuck at the stairwell.
Guys, I got a bad idea.
Don't have bad ideas.
I have good ideas. The coffee reader should never know that you're for me.
Don't kill me!
You in the trunk. Everyone's dead already.
It's already dead. You should.
This is madness, huh?
Let's try inside and check it out.
Wow. Shut big door, not all night.
Coronavirus COVID-19 is a respiratory virus spreading across the world. The infection is spread from droplets of coughing and sneezing of an infected person, touching or shaking hands, or being in contact with contaminated surfaces or objects with the virus. The signs and symptoms are fever, coughing, headache, body ache, difficulty in breathing. The disease can be prevented by regularly washing hands with soap and running water. Avoid close contact with people who have flu-like symptoms. Avoid handshake, hugs, and kissing. Also, protect yourself by covering your mouth or nose using a disposable tissue while coughing or sneezing. If you experience these symptoms and you had traveled or been in contact with a person from a country reporting COVID-19, you should isolate yourself for 14 days and seek immediate medical attention or report to the nearest health center. This message has been
Hello and thank you so much for joining me this hour for Maisha Prime News as I seek to inform and educate you on stories making rounds in Kenya and the neighbors. And today, some of the stories making headlines. The Westlands residents were earlier today treated to a moment of drama after Nairobi gubernatorial aspirants Margaret Wanjiru and Senator Johnson Sakaja tore into each other. The two leaders who were set to contest against each other for Nairobi governor's seat were embroiled in a battle to address the constituents. Also today, there was drama at the Milimani Law Courts on Tuesday as private detective Jane Mugo broke down in tears, claiming that her kidnappers were present in the court. We have these and many more stories prepared for you tonight. And remember, we have 5/5 segment at the end of the bulletin. Make sure you don't miss out. Welcome to the authoritative and now the most watched bulletin that airs Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. and on weekends, that is Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. My name is Rida Kering Chebet. Welcome. The Orange Democratic Movement Party leader Raila Odinga headed back to Mount Kenya 3 days after he last visited the region. Raila on Tuesday took his campaigns to Nyandarua County, where he made several stopovers addressing the county's residents. His frequent visit to Mount Kenya has been viewed as a move to tame Deputy President William Ruto's influence in the region. According to a recent survey, Ruto is still the most popular presidential candidate within the vote-rich region. Raila now aims at reducing the gap through his radical campaign strategy. His tour to Nyandarua comes 3 days after he visited Murang'a County, where he promised to revive the country's ailing economy and fight corruption. Raila also promised to sort out various issues that are affecting the Mount Kenya region, including agriculture and water. He also urged the region to be wary of deceitful politicians as the country heads to the August elections. Our reporter Millicent Makoha reports.
Hello.
ODM leader Raila Odinga led his team for the Azimio la Umoja campaign in Nyandarua County to drum up support for his presidential bid ahead of the perceived hotly contested election in August 2022.
Ndio sababu mimi niliongea na ndugu yangu Uhuru Kenyatta. Kukubaliana, tunajua yale ambayo yalifanyika, hatutaki kurudia yale yalifanyika. Tunataka tuunganishe Kenya ili kitu kimoja. Simama pale na nisimame hapa. Tushikane mkono mbele ya Wakenya. Hiyo ndio maana ya handshake.
Addressing the residents of Nyandarua, the former premier acknowledged his supporters with waves and speeches that culminated to the rally as he hit out at leaders spreading hate speech and propaganda with the aim of dividing Kenyans ahead of the general elections.
Na nikaongea wakati nilisema Kibaki tosha, Nyayo alisema Raila amekwisha kisiasa. Hakuna Mjaluo anaweza kupiga kura kwa Mkikuyu kwa yale sababu ya yale ambayo yalifanyika kwa baba yake na Tom Mboya. Mimi nikaenda nikakaa na wazee wa Jaluo, nikawaambia hakuja kuwa na vita kati ya Wajaluo na Wakikuyu. Ile tofauti ilikuwa kati ya Jaramogi na Kenyatta, ilikuwa ya kisiasa, sio ya kikabila.
He also promised Kenyans that if he clinches the top seat, he will ensure the price of fertilizer and seeds drop as farming is one of the major source of income to many.
Bei ya inputs, bei ya mbolea, bei ya mbegu, sio gharama ya mafuta, kilimo na kadhalika. Hali yote inafanya ukulima inakuwa sasa haileti yale mapato kulingana na jasho ya mkulima. Katika ulimwengu yote hakuna nchi ambayo ina kilimo hai subsidized. Farming is subsidized in the United States of America. Hata kule Ulaya ukienda Ujerumani, Uholanzi, Ufaransa mpaka Uingereza, farming is always subsidized because we must have food security. Our country must be self-sufficient in terms of food production. Hapo ndio sababu sisi tutahakikisha kwamba gharama ya yale inputs zinarudi chini ili wakulima waweze kupata haki yao kulingana na jasho yao. Tunajenga ile cold storage hapa, ile vile ile processing plant inaendelea kujengwa kuharakishwa ili imalizike haraka ili mnaweza kuhifadhi bidhaa yenu hapo ndani yake.
Several leaders allied to Azimio la Umoja movement spoke at the rally calling on the youths to register as the voter for the 2022 polls as the end of the second phase of voter registration nears.
Baba will create a level playing field. Kiwanja nywe. Kiwanja ambaye Mkenya yoyote anaweza kujisikia sawia na Mkenya mwingine.
Ifikapo mwezi wa 9 tarehe 10 Atakayapishwa ni baba.
Tutangoja baba tuletee pesa hapa chini. Tutangoja baba tuletee biashara hapa chini. Na tutangoja baba tuletee free secondary education hapa chini. Hatuwezi tosha pale Karen kwako sisi wote. Hapa chini tutawachia nani? Tunataka pesa itoke juu, tubomoe nyumba hizi ambazo tunaishi za matope, tujenge hapa chini manyumba za kifahari.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Millicent Makoha.
And Westlands residents were earlier on Tuesday, February 1st, treated to a moment of drama after Nairobi gubernatorial aspirants Margaret Wanjiru and Senator Johnson Sakaja tore into each other. The two leaders were set to contest against each other for Nairobi governor's seat were embroiled in a battle to address the constituents. Bushebi Jr. compiled a full report on this. Let's have a look.
Na kuifungua itumike na wananchi.
The rivalry between two Nairobi governor hopeful Senator Johnson Sakaja and Bishop Margaret Wanjiru played out in the open on Tuesday after they clashed at a political rally in Nairobi.
Si Musalia Mudavadi, tuheshimu wageni wetu, tuwapende na tuwaongeleshe vizuri. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Wewe vijana, hakuna mwanaume alizaa bila mama. Vijana wote ni wa mama na wapenda Yesu ni Bwana.
Asante. Wacheni hiyo mchezo bana. Wacheni hiyo mchezo. Relax.
Sakaja and Wanjiru, both members of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, took on each other head-on at a campaign rally held at City Park in Parklands. The two differed in the presence of ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi and his Ford Kenya counterpart Moses Wetangula and a host of UDA allied legislators.
Kila mtu ambaye anazungumza tafadhali
Sakaja is allied to Mudavadi while Wanjiru is aligned to Deputy President William Ruto's UDA. Wanjiru was addressing the rally when she paused and argued with Sakaja, who was the moderator of the speeches. Trouble began after Sakaja cut short her speech before she had finished selling her candidature to the city residents. Sakaja picked the microphone as act. Wanjiru could be seen gesturing angrily as she stepped down a vehicle serving as a makeshift dais. The Nairobi senator asked the former member of parliament to cut short her speech after some youth started to become rowdy as she was addressing them. In his address, Sakaja condemned the incident, saying the youths had embarrassed him as their senator.
Kila mtu ambaye anazungumza tafadhali mavijana sikizeni. Hatutaendelea namna hiyo. Mmesikia?
Wanjiru and Sakaja are among the leaders who declared interest in the Nairobi governor's seat during the 9th August polls. Others are incumbent Governor Ann Kananu.
For those who think that I have tasted and I'm living it, I want to tell them that I'm here to stay. Let's meet pale kwa uwanja pamoja, tushindane, lakini tuhakikishe whatever we are doing is for the good of Nairobians.
Westlands Member of Parliament Tim Wanyonyi, Makadara Member of Parliament George Aladwa, former Dagoretti South Member of Parliament Dennis Waweru, businessman Agnes Kagure.
I want to dedicate my life to improve Nairobi and to move you from the city of lamentation to the city of jubilation.
And Kenya Chamber of Commerce President Richard Ngatia, Deputy President William Ruto and Amani National Congress leader Musalia Mudavadi were in a joint rally in Nairobi. Ruto was, however, missing in action in the event headlined by Mudavadi, who was accompanied by his Ford Kenya counterpart Moses Wetangula. Mudavadi, who recently declared a pact with the DP, said Kenyans deserve leaders who mind their welfare and not government projects, referring to Raila Odinga's Azimio la Umoja.
Azimio ni muradi wa serikali. Azimio ni project ya serikali. Hata siku hizi mkiangalia, kazi ya Azimio ni kufanya mikutano kwa mahema. Wakienda Kakamega hawaendi kwa wananchi, wanaenda kwa hema. Wakienda wapi? Wanaenda kwa hema. Hema ambayo imelipwa na serikali. Jameni, wakati huu watu wanaumia, uchumi unasumbua watu, lakini serikali imeamua kwamba kwa hiyo mradi yao ya Azimio, badala ya kupatia Wakenya pesa, badala ya kupatia market hii pesa, afadhali wajenge hema ya milioni 15 ili Azimio iende pale. Kwa masaa mawili peke yake na pesa milioni 15 imeenda. Jameni, huu ni ungwana? Huu ni ungwana? Hii ni kuhadaa wananchi.
Mwaka 2017 Mudavadi ndani, Weta ndani, Kalonzo ndani, Mudhama ndani, tukabeba kitendawili. Mwisho akituongoza tukatae matokeo ya kura, tukaona anatokea State House akipangusa mdomo baada ya kula ugali ya Uhuru.
Uhuru Kenyatta, rafiki yangu, baba yangu na kiongozi yangu, kama walivyosema wenzangu, Mr. President Sir, the business you are in will make you leave office with a lot of embarrassment. Wacha nirudie tena. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mr. President Sir, the business you are in of trying to use force to force the people of Kenya to elect Raila Odinga, that business will leave you in embarrassment.
Tunamjua huyu mzee wa kitendawili ni mtu wa vurugu. Mwaka 1982 alijaribu kupindua serikali ya Moi kwa kutumia nguvu. Ni kweli si kweli? Wale wanasema ni kweli wanionyeshe. Akaenda pale Thika na Mananza, Sikuria na Wamalwa wakifanya uchaguzi wa Fort Kenya. Akapiga Wamalwa na akapiga vile Mananza Sikura, hiyo uchaguzi ikakatilika. Hakutoshekea hapo. Mwaka 2007 akakataa matokeo ya kura ya Kibaki. Kweli si kweli? Ninasema uongo au ni ukweli? Mwaka 2013 akakataa matokeo ya Uhuru. 2017 akakataa maneno ya Uhuru. Mimi wananchi nataka mniangalie nikiwa hapa. Mudavadi yuko hapa, Weta yuko hapa, nimeona Kithure Kindiki hapa, Murkomen yuko hapa, Omanga yuko hapa, Kenya yote iko hapa. Ninawaomba msikubali kupelekwa katika misingi ndoko ya kikabila, ati wewe ni Mkamba, wewe ni Mjaluo, wewe ni Mkikuyu. Nataka mkataa hiyo kitu.
Kama wewe una shida na Ruto, Musalia ana shida na Ruto. You will not, and I want to repeat, we will never give you an opportunity to choose friends for us or create enemies for us. Hatutakubali hiyo. We have the capacity, the ability to choose. And our right to choose is not limited to your consent. And it will never be. Na hivyo ndivyo ilivyo. Na hivyo ndivyo Kenya itakuwa.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambusha Junior.
And moving on, Kenya Kwanza leaders from Western Kenya now want the DAP Kenya party leader Honorable Wafula Munyinyi arrested over sentiments he made during the former Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Natembea's homecoming ceremony in Trans Nzoia County. The leaders alleged that Munyinyi urged residents to bar Kenya Kwanza leaders from holding rallies in Western Kenya as well as Trans Nzoia County. The leaders have called on NCIC to investigate and take action against the Kandui Member of Parliament.
Alisema atu watu ya Kenya Kwanza wasikubaliwe kufanya rally yote Trans Nzoia. I'm calling upon National Cohesion and Integration to direct and summon that gentleman to record statement.
Article 38 of the Constitution, which talks about the freedom of political choices, and more importantly, Article 39, sub-Article 1, under the Bill of Rights, which stipulates that every Kenyan has the right of freedom of movement Therefore, Honorable Wamunyinyi should verse himself with the Constitution and stop exposing his ignorance.
And there was drama in court on Tuesday as private detective Jen Mugo broke down in tears, claiming that her kidnappers were present in court. The self-proclaimed spy queen was arraigned at the Milimani Law Courts on accusations of threatening to kill Nairobi businessman Depa Shah in February 2019, as well as unlawfully making use of a firearm. During Tuesday's mention, the prosecution amended the charge sheet and charged Mugo afresh. Mugo pleaded not guilty to the charges, further claiming that she was kidnapped last year in November for reasons she says are related to the case. During the said kidnapping incident, Mugo's car was reportedly blocked by armed men driving in 2 vehicles at the Ainabkoi Kapsabet junction along the Eldoret-Nakuru highway. The carjackers beat her on the head and hands using a rungu, while her driver and another passenger were also reportedly abducted in the incident. Mugo says the attackers drove off in a car and left her by the roadside, where she was later rescued by passers-by. She has also been quoted linking the attack to a murder case she was investigating. The spy queen said she had fearful apprehension before the attack because of death threats she claims she had been receiving. The case in question, Mugo said, involves a Busia-based police officer. This is not the first time Mugo has caused a fracas in court. During the hearing of the murder case last year, she reportedly took out her phones and started taking pictures of the magistrate, prosecutor, and journalists.
She stands to suffer no prejudice. I therefore allow the prosecution. Amendment of charges is provided to threaten to shoot Deep Shah.
In a section of Omani National Congress, ANC members have condemned the utterances that were made by former Machakos Senator Johnson Muthama over the pact between their party and United Democratic Alliance UDA. Muthama had claimed that no deal has been made between United Democratic Alliance, Musalia Mudavadi's ANC, and Wetangula's Ford Kenya party. He said that the parties are still engaging as friends as the negotiations between them continue. Addressing a press conference in Nairobi, the former senator also declared that there was no agreement to the effect that certain parts of the country are reserved for each of the Kenya Kwanza affiliates, UDA, ANC, and Ford Kenya parties. Muthama's statement has, however, caused jitters within the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, with some of its members condemning his utterances. Addressing the media in Kitale, Saboti Ward MCA aspirant Luke Naibei said Muthama's remarks threaten the newly found working relationship between Deputy President William Ruto, ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi, and his Ford Kenya counterpart Moses Wetangula. Naibei therefore called on United Democratic Alliance party leader William Ruto to visit Western Kenya very soon so as to give his supporters the direction to take. He also added that Azimio la Umoja movement leaders can capitalize on Muthama's remarks to weaken the alliance and reduce the chances of Ruto winning the presidential elections on August 9th. On her part, an official of the ANC Women League, Immaculate Shamala, called for sobriety in the negotiation between the three leaders. Shamala insisted that there should be clear communication from the alliance officials so that supporters are not confused. And the National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi has accused Deputy President William Ruto, ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, and Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula of stealing his Kenya Kwanza phrase. Muturi said he first crafted the phrase to pursue redemption of Kenya's socio-economic challenges. Speaking after meeting a group of opinion leaders from Kiambu and Murang'a counties, Muturi reiterated neither Raila Odinga nor William Ruto can be trusted with the leadership leadership of the country. At the same time, Muturi stated that the vote-rich Mount Kenya region should not be taken for granted and that anyone seeking support from the region must offer maximum respect to the electorate therein. During the meeting at a Thika hotel, over 100 followers of other parties decamped to Muturi's Democratic Party of Kenya, whose flag he will be flying.
And the reason being, the registrar of political parties is the one who is mandated by law to certify the party membership lists of all the political parties. Once they do that, now each party will be given their certified copies, true copies of their membership lists, which they can now onward transmit to the IEBC before the 9th. That's the point which I was trying to explain to the leaders and party members or those intending to join the party, so that nobody is caught off guard. And this was also to try and remove the confusion that was being created with regard to the date of 9th of February, which is the date for resignation of public and state officers who intend to run for political office in the forthcoming general elections. But I did, of course, make a proviso that we cannot wait until the 26th. So as a party, I propose that, and I suspect it, the necessary organ will agree with me, that let us close the process by 20th so that we prepare those lists and submit them now to the registrar and wait for the certified copies. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, is now warning that names of some very senior politicians will be missing from the ballot come August 9th. The commission said that it was working closely with Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, on integrity issues, warning that those involved in hate and inciting speeches will not be cleared for the elections. The move comes a few weeks after some politicians were summoned and recorded statements, while others have already been charged in court. According to the commission, the vice chairperson Wambui Nyutu, NCIC has entered into a working agreement with EACC and how to deal with inciting politicians. Speaking during a consultative meeting in Naivasha, Nyutu said that they were investigating 20 cases of incitement and hate speech that involved well-known politicians. She said that the commission had hired personnel who were attending all political meetings and recording politicians involved in hate speech. The commissioner denied that the commission was a toothless bulldog, adding that all hate speech and inciting cases will be fast-tracked. Nyutu praised the Chief Justice for setting aside 4 courts to deal with such cases, noting that this will help deter incitement that was always the norm during election years. On his part, Patrick Maingi from the Kenya Private Sector Alliance, KEPSA, said that the business community was worried by the incitement remarks being spewed out by politicians. He said that incitement always affected investor confidence, adding that they were keen for a peaceful campaign and elections. Bishop John Warari from the Interreligious Council of Kenya said that the church was awake and keen to use the faithful to preach peace. Let's have a look.
We're also working with the DCI to ensure that once the cases are looked at, once investigation by the DCI is complete, we hand it over to the DPP, and the DPP then hands it over to the judiciary. But NCIC is following all these cases to the end. The Chief Justice has set out 4 special courts to hear matters of hate speech and matters of incitement to violence.
We really learned about the business continuity, that even as we do elections, as we elect new leaders, as we transition to a new government, that businesses can continue.
When you see a microphone can make or unmake us. Please take time to think through your message. Don't speak when you are bitter.
We want to ask the National Cohesion whether they have enough laws to guide this country against this violence during the election and after elections.
All right, and with that story, I'm headed for a commercial break. I'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Sagala Technical Training Institute, Center of Excellence. Prepare for the beast. Informative, authoritative, unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News. Navaholo Technical and Vocational College, Center of Excellence in Building and Civil Engineering.
Now, education is always the key to success. Education is the background. Education should be the foundation. As Maisha TV, we embrace, we honor, and we value education.
Education is a way of bringing information, knowledge to our people, and that is the basic importance that we can see education doing.
We are here as solid partners to the growth of academics and career building in the nation. It is all here on your fastest growing TV station, Maisha TV, where you choose it, watch it, and love it.
Was that you?
Johnny, Johnny.
Yes, Papa.
Eating sugar.
No, Papa.